Good morning, MSATP members. I am reporting live from Turf Valley in Ellicott City. My name is Ellen Silverstein. I'm the president of the Maryland Society of Accounting and Tax Professionals. Happy to be here with you this morning. Our esteemed leader, Sandy, is handling some other matters at the seminar today, so she can't join me. Anyway, we're going to talk a lot about legislative issues today. Stuff that is going to be going on when the Maryland session opens up on January 9th of next year, and stuff that is actually going on the Hill on the federal side. So let's talk about the federal first. So sales tax, huge issue. What with the Wayfair case back in June, things have really changed. That whole landscape has changed as far as sales tax goes. So the Senate Democrats from states with no sales tax introduced a bill that would ban retroactivity, delaying collections until 2020, and require states to join what I think they mean is a consortium. They're using the word compact, but I'm not sure what that means. So we're saying a consortium in order to collect online sales taxes. So I'm sure they're trying to streamline the process for everybody, especially for those who reside in no sales tax states when they make sales outside of their state. So it's called the Online Sales Simplicity and Small Business Relief Act. It's S 3725. And it was introduced December 6th by Senator Jean Sheehan, delegate from New Hampshire, or Democrat from New Hampshire, aiming to regulate interstate commerce and prevent states from retroactively enforcing remote seller statutes. They're trying to limit the time frame from which they can go back and start collecting for those people who are actually doing out of their state sales. So the bill's requirements are almost identical to those in a measure introduced by Representative James Sensenbrenner Jr., a Republican from Wisconsin, in September, which came in under sharp criticism by the Streamlined Sales and Use Tax Agreement member states and large retailers. So there's a lot of confusion as to what's supposed to be happening, what they'd like to see happen, how we can make the process better for all of our business clients who are actually doing multi-state sales. Sheehan's bill, like Sensenbrenner's, would prevent states from imposing collection duties on remote sellers for any sale that happened before the Wayfair case decision, which was June 21st of 2018. In that case, it would also require states to join, again, a consortium similar to the SSUTA, which is the Streamlined Sales and Use Tax Agreement, before they can start collecting sales taxes from remote sellers and create a national $10 million small seller exemption. We'll see if any of this goes forward. A December 7th, 2018 letter was written by prominent members of Congress to both party chairs requesting protective legislation as well. They mentioned that there are 9,000 separate taxing jurisdictions in the country. So they're requesting a one-year moratorium on implementation of all of this. Ohio, I know alone, has almost 300, over 290 different sales tax jurisdictions, making sales tax remittance quite complicated. On November 27th, Chairman Kevin Brady, Republican from Texas, of the House Committee on Ways and Means, released the Retirement Savings and Other Tax Relief Act of 2018. This bill includes several changes to the federal tax code. It addresses tax extenders for some of the things that had expired in 2017. They're going to be reintroduced and hopefully effective for 2018, although it is already December 13th. Technical corrections and some retirement savings. The bill also includes provisions related to disaster relief areas and the administration of the Internal Revenue Service. What a thought. The IRS would be required to submit a plan to improve its customer service within a year and a full plan to overhaul the entire agency by September 2020. I can't wait to see what that might entail. So this bill will be considered by the full House of Representatives before heading to the Senate. Its passage in the Senate, however, is far from certain, obviously. We will continue to monitor developments and update our analysis over the coming days and weeks. Recently, IRS has been holding their Security Summit, which was going on from December 3rd to the 7th under National Tax Security Awareness Week. And they've been talking about how strong is your password. Really critical information. So every individual and tax practitioners who maintain any type of online accounts should use strong passwords. Obviously, you know this, to protect against savvy cyber criminals who are the scamming is still going on. It's continuous. They're getting more clever. They're keeping up with whatever we're trying to do to let them not access any of our sensitive tax and financial data. There's been some new thinking as to what a strong password is. The latest guidance suggests using a passphrase, such as a favorite line from a movie or a series of associated words, rather than using a password. So even though you may have developed a string of numbers, letters, symbols, your exclamation point, your percentage sign, parentheses, the star, whatever, those are out. They prefer that you no longer use those, although to me those seem pretty complicated. They're saying that personal phrases that people can remember, for example, sun, walk, rain, drive, all strung together are now preferred. So keeping that in mind, passphrases is better. And like I said, the IRS has come out with their security summit that was held December 3rd through 7th with lots of reminders to taxpayers and tax professionals. In part, the topic is, and in part 3, they talk about creating a strong password. Be sure to read more about it if you want under IR 2018-241. Okay. Now on to Maryland. How fun. So Maryland is going to be issuing lots of different regulations, and of course the General Assembly starts in just a few weeks. Registered tax preparers. MSATP is working with our fellow stakeholders about an issue that's actually missing from your regulations as a registered tax preparer. CPAs in Maryland have what's included in their regulations is if we create a document, if CPAs create a document for a client, work papers, etc., we are able to keep that paperwork as our own. A CPA can maintain that paperwork. It does not belong to the client. Registered tax return preparers, when they create that same schedule or other document for the client, that is the client's paperwork. And so it's a little bit confusing. And MSATP is working with Maryland to develop the regulation to prevent that from happening to registered tax return preparers, that paperwork should belong to them because they prepared it. So we're working with the stakeholders to try and get that regulation revised so that the registered tax return preparers are treated much the same as a CPA regarding their own paperwork and documents that they prepare. So it's very important that we are that everybody's aware of that. Registered tax return preparers, when you realize that your paperwork that you create is not yours to keep, technically it belongs to the client. MSATP is working to try and get that to be changed. So, all right, moving on. We were talking about firm mobility. That's another big issue. The session will be seeing a bill for CPA firms addressing firm mobility. And again, they've discussed this issue and they're putting in some final drafts of the bill. And we're hoping that somewhere down the line, they'll make a decision and will grant us firm mobility in the state of Maryland. During the 2018 session, the one that was held earlier this year, the Maryland legislation passed the Maryland Community College Promise Grant. This program comes in effect at the beginning of next year, January 1st, and applies to the 2019-2020 academic year. MSATP has been keeping a close eye on this program because this will be a great program for many of our clients. MSATP spoke to the Maryland Higher Education Office on Tuesday and was told the application for the Promise Grant will be posted on their website sometime in either late January, early February. And as soon as it is, MSATP will send out an announcement and post it on our group page. So be on the lookout for that. It's a really great opportunity for those who need assistance with higher education to actually get that higher education. A couple of really big reminders. Don't forget to renew your PTIN. That's due by the end of this month. There are, for those who are annual filing season program people, you must complete your 15 hours of CPE by the end of this month as well. Don't forget to go to irs.gov/the tax professional to make sure you're complying with the PTIN renewal and your AFSP program requirements. Don't forget also that the healthcare sign-up is December 15th. The deadline for signing up for healthcare is December 15th of 2018. I actually had a client call me yesterday, said she got on the healthcare.gov website. Took her about 30 minutes. It was not hard. It was an easy process. She felt it was very user-friendly. So that's good news. So if you are needing health insurance, you really should make sure you sign up via that website, and you only have a couple, 2 more days to take care of that. There were some other pieces of information that she had written down. One second. If you are using Drake's tax software, the Maryland power of attorney in that software is not the most recent. So you really need to make sure that you have the most recent form in that Drake's tax software. It should be dated November 2017 for the Maryland power of attorney form. So don't forget to look that up and make sure you've contacted Drake to let them know that that form is not the most current. Next week, Sandy, hopefully, and I will be together, and we will be able to bring you Charles Lips from the Social Security Administration. He'll be talking to us about their business services online opportunity that we as tax preparers, if you're preparing W-2s for your clients, you can actually submit them electronically on that website directly. And he'll talk to us about some other year-end reporting and other issues that are going on with Social Security Administration. So we're really excited to have him and are very much looking forward to it. So if you have any other questions, let us know. Please feel free to call the office and have an awesome, awesome day. Thank you.